Here we go, guys. Today I'm going to Pripyat. With a new, insanely dangerous route through Belarus. I have to cover more than 30 miles on foot through the Chernobyl forest. Hide from the guards and wild animals in the abandoned villages and towns of the Belarusian exclusion zone. Pripyat, guys. The real Pripyat. I decided to go alone, so there's less chance of being seen. Guys, I'm waiting for a train in Gomel to arrive in a town called Koiniki. Actually, this is the last village before the Chernobyl exclusion zone. It's like the village of Tyatki. And then the FSAS begins. Not bad. Great, here's my place. Check this out. I'm traveling business class. I arrived in Belarus, in the town of Koiniki. Behind me is a monument dedicated to the emergency response workers. Behind me is the Koiniki town checkpoint. On the other side is the Chernobyl exclusion zone. So, guys, this is the checkpoint to the reserve. But we all understand that this reserve is the Chernobyl exclusion zone. This is how they let cars in. With passes. As you can see, you won't be allowed into the Chernobyl zone without a special pass. But of course, we didn't get a pass. It's not that easy to do now. But we're not simple stalkers. You know, of course. We won't cross the Chernobyl zone through the official barrier. We'll do it illegally. You're on the Kreosan channel, and we're starting. We'll go around the territory now. In short, I was a little stupid. I was walking on the wrong side. Now I've encountered a problem. That there's a checkpoint in front of me, the checkpoint to the 1 meter zone. And I need to go to the right. The paved road, which just happens to lead to the checkpoint, is in my way. Yes. But I noticed that the guard's house where he sits is to the left. And since you see trees here, a lot of greenery, there is a chance that I can quickly run to the other side and go through the forest to the right, tangentially. Wish me luck, guys. This is the most tense moment. I think they would have noticed me right away. And somehow notified me, I don't know. They would have quickly blown a whistle. I need to walk literally 100 meters. I can't go straight now, because this swamp is in the way. So I'll walk a little further. I'll tell you, it's so uncomfortable to walk. There are unrealistically many mosquitoes. Just look, guys, how many of them there are. I don't know if you can see it or not, plus I can't go deeper into the forest yet, because there's a flood here. But according to the navigator, there should be a checkpoint somewhere around here. That is, the entrance to the 30-meter zone. Guys, you can't imagine how close I am. Of course, I'll try to show you now. So that you understand. There, behind the leaves. This is the checkpoint. I am very, very close to it. Guys, this is rare footage. You can't imagine how much of a risk I'm taking right now. So many mosquitoes. This is the checkpoint into the 30-kilometer zone. On the left, guys, there is a house with security. And the mosquitoes are just awful. We'll think of something now. According to the navigator, I need to cross the road in that direction. We'll somehow get around this now. I'll probably go back a little. It's the height of spring now, nature is coming to life, the leaves are coming to life. By the way, it's amazing, there's some kind of tower there. And it feels like there's a satellite dish there, which, you know, broadcasts TV channels. But I don't think so. Guys, I met some wild goats. Look, look. Wow. Oh, no. Guys, I scared a drake. Damn, they flew away. I wanted to film them swimming. Most likely, I came to the village of Babchin. Because a school and an asphalt road just appeared from the bushes. And they're in perfect condition. Patrols come here regularly, that's true. That's why we do everything quickly and according to plan. Holy moly, what a net. Some kind of basement. Here's the school itself. Mamma mia. Wow, this is really here. It is so scary to be here, of course. But this is the perfect place to be. In case you hear or see a Belarusian patrol. Damn, what if there is some kind of living creature here? Could it be, or not? So, guys, let's be the first to see what's there. No, it seems to be quiet there. But it just stinks of dampness. It stinks unrealistically. But that's not surprising. The pit is some kind of small. I hope they didn't bury anything here. Let's go to the school and see what's inside. All the same, in such a place you need to study and reconnoiter everything. I looked at the navigator and saw this building. If you trust the information that is written on the internet, this is the Babchinskaya school. The old building was built somewhere in the 19th century. A very old ancient building. Can you imagine, the 19th century? Mega destroyed. What's there? So there are a lot of mosquitoes flying there. The humidity is high in this place. Let's see what's inside. Everything is in ruins. Nothing has survived. The ceiling is interesting. It is made with such an engraving. Opposite me there is a new building that was built in the 70s. It looks like this. So, look what I found. This is an unusual brick with such a letter M. But in fact there is a W here. I don't know, write in the comments what kind of brick this is. This entire 19th century building was completely built of such authentic bricks. But nevertheless, let's see what's inside. It's scary to wander around here alone. One wrong move and you'll simply be fined, taken to the police station, or something else, God forbid. Therefore, you have to be as careful as possible. As you can see, of course, everything is in bad condition. There are a lot of mosquitoes flying around here. I just suffered while I was walking through the forest. There are an unrealistically large number of mosquitoes. I heard things. I try to behave as quietly as possible. You have to be more careful, because the building is in a state of emergency. You have to constantly look up here, so that nothing falls on your head. Imagine, it's been 38 years since the reactor at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded. And these boards are underneath me. They've been rotting all this time and are in such a terrible state. Water drips from above and, of course, the boards become saturated with water. And they simply stop being normal. They bend. But are we really still not going to find any notebooks? It's interesting, after all, in the Belarusian exclusion zone. I go up to the second floor. You see, the plaster has fallen off the walls. There used to be a school corridor here, along which kids simply walk to class. But surprisingly, nothing at all has survived. An old switchboard. You will appreciate its condition. Of course, the wires have been torn out. There is nothing left there. Apparently, these were valuable parts. Here's the button left. Can be used again. Damn. I don't know whether it is safe to touch this place or not. Time clearly shows what will happen to places where people stop living. Judging by the humidity, you can, of course, determine how rusty all this is. And a rusty globe, it seems to me that this used to be the globe. Of course, the advantage is that this school is overgrown. There are trees everywhere, all over the place, and you can only hear me if someone is passing by nearby. It seems like some kind of fantastic plot that this is just scenery. Scenery of what could have happened during the apocalypse. At first I thought that I found some kind of first aid kit. But what kind of dashboard is this? The order in which the devices are turned on, it looks like, I don't know, some kind of radio. There used to be cast iron radiators here, which, of course, were cut down by looters to sell them for a tasty price. So it's already becoming risky here. The higher the floor, the more crumbling plaster. And this is dangerous because at any moment you can step somehow incorrectly, and your leg can slip off, and you can fall in. Believe me, I wouldn't want to break my leg or damage anything in the exclusion zone. Because firstly, there is no connection with the outside world. Because the internet simply does not work here. And even if... Have you heard? This is how this building breathes. This is the breath of an abandoned school. It is very damp here. The floors were most likely dismantled for firewood to heat the stoves. The building is in a very emergency condition. But this is understandable, we have just entered the zone. And these are references. Reminders that you really are in the zone. Because when there was an evacuation, the city was evacuated. Of course, everyone wore gas masks so as not to inhale this cesium or something else. Here you can clearly see that there was a classroom here. There is an exit directly from the windows to the roof. So, by the way, I found another gas mask. This is such a Belarusian Chernobyl exclusion zone. But I am planning to get into the city of Pripyat itself. Ventilation ducts. Look guys. I think this is called an exhaust hood. So that there is fresh air in the classrooms. And it is not stuffy. Of course, I don't know if it is safe to move around here at all, because suddenly the roof will collapse or some kind of avalanche will occur. But purely visually, I see that there are no holes. Well, except for the destroyed ventilation shafts. Time takes its toll. The rain washed it all away. And the school was powered by this pole. Guys, by the way, there is a road there that I just came along. Silence, sounds of nature. To my left is a swamp. I'm not kidding, a real swamp. I've never seen anything like this in real life. Either it's a spill or it really is a swamp. Holy moly. The coolest thing is that it's a transmission line pole. Imagine. The water is swamp colored, really deep there. And the pole from the transmission line. Great. Did you hear that? Yes. No, the background is normal. My dosimeter is deceiving me a little. Well, as I understand it, it's a transmission line that fed the village I'm heading to now. That's a Belarusian vibe. Chernobyl. It's nature. It just does some unimaginable things. I reached the village. The village is called Drony. The name is so cool, just like potato pancakes. I'm standing at a crossroads now. Of course, the way I'm walking is wrong. Because a car can drive out at any moment. That's the village of Drony. 232 people live there. How do you like their sign? Protect the forest because animals will suffer. Let's go. Guys, now I'll show you how people lived in a village called Drony. I have a question for you. By the way, guys, what do you think this house is? You have time to think, but write in the comments. A little later I'll tell you what kind of building it is. Let's go inside and take a look. Well, of course, there's no talk of safety. After all, a lot of time has passed. And the house, let's just look at it. It looks like a poker, you know, the one they use to throw coals into the stove. I don't know what it is, but maybe you know. Write in the comments. The door is certainly peeling. After all, time does its job. And inside I found some kind of bottle. But the first rule in the zone is don't touch anything with your hands. Surprisingly, it's perfume or cologne. It smells like perfume. Damn, I felt nostalgic now. My mother had perfume and this particular smell. Wow. It's like I was transported back to my childhood. Look, guys, this is a kerosene lamp. But of course I'm not going to smell it for kerosene. You know why? Suddenly some bug might bite your nose. But, by the way, the price tag is 11 rubles 65 kopecks. This is probably a relatively expensive lamp. That's why in Soviet times people generally like to immerse themselves in that era. Because every item always had a price tag. Anyway, guys, I'll let you in on a little secret. This is a school. Can you imagine, like in old movies? Have you watched old Soviet movies, where the class sat in a hut in a small house, so you understand, this is a village. That is, this is a village school in a village. It really looks like a scene from an old Soviet movie. Pay attention to the size of the board. It's unrealistically huge. It's practically the entire length of the wall. As far as I understand, there are autographs of people on the board who also visited the Chernobyl zone. Cubes. Who had such cubes as a child? I had them. Yeah, guys, I'm a scuff. This has been lying around for a long time. Some kind of diary, probably. A downy hat. A Yuzik's library. A leader's library, probably. That's so cool. Holy moly, look at Barbos. He's dissatisfied. Listen, but the pictures are certainly cool. This is a book. Or instructions about a hat. I don't know what this is. But it's like the dude doesn't have a hat on his head but a bald spot. Listen, but it's funny. It lifts your spirits. The pictures are certainly cool. All the pages are dusty. Remember Gopnik in the yard? Have any pennies? Yeah, I remember him. I had a neighbor like that as a child. Holy moly. Guys, a backpack. A school backpack. How cool is this? Honestly, today I would happily walk around with such a backpack. This is incredibly cool and awesome. Let's see what's inside. You can't do that. Look at what's in other people's backpacks. I think the owner of this backpack is already far away, and it's unlikely that he will make a remark to me. Guys, I call this the voice of the zone. In almost every abandoned place I find a gas mask. It kind of reminds me that this is not just some abandoned school, but after all, a tragedy happened here, and people were simply evacuated from here. Long live May 1st. So, on April 26th, the reactor exploded and people were getting ready for the holiday. May 1st. No one even knew that in Soviet times they kept silent until the last minute and did not tell people that such a tragedy had happened at the station. People celebrated this day. There was radiation here and they were exposed to radiation. Look, I found a filter for a gas mask. How big is it? Do you know what kind of filter this is? This is an anti-chemical filter. It has something to do with chemistry. This is a very powerful, cool filter. Imagine the kids leaving this classroom. There's a small corridor here. There's also some kind of room here. Maybe it was the teacher's room. Because there's a TV here. Or it's a music classroom. Because look, there are some musical notes here. The building is also in a state of disrepair. It's falling apart over time. It rains. It washes everything away and leaks. Especially the house itself. It's as if it were made of clay and brick. There are educational posters on the walls. Knock on the door when entering someone else's room. There are rules of etiquette here. They said what is good and what is bad. That you need to behave decently and politely. This is really cool. It's awful, so many mosquitoes. Just look. It's awful. There is beauty and tragedy here. Nature is being restored right in one frame. Such beautiful fields, meadows. All that's missing is a milk cow, a chocolate bar that advertises. You can just go and film an ad right here. But of course you can't film an ad here, because there's tragedy in the air. You can feel like you're in the exclusion zone. Lilac bush. An ordinary lilac bush. I've never seen such bushes in my life. I'm telling you honestly, I've never seen such bushes in my life. What is this? Horror. A lizard ran by. The smell. It's indescribable. Guys, how do you like this house with a thatched roof? And here's the entrance, it's just overgrown. The smell of lilac is simply unreal. Bees are flying, I hope they don't sting me. Welcome to the most ordinary house where ordinary people lived. The most ordinary people. Wow. Wow. The roof itself. It raises a lot of questions for me. Water will pass right through the straw. And the house will be flooded. Clothes, guys. It's like something out of a children's fairy tale. Look at this jacket. Okay, before touching anything, I forgot, I have a cool dosimeter. Let's measure the background. Well, the background is around the norm, maybe 5 units higher than the norm. A children's down jacket, just like something out of a fairy tale. In the next room, you can see for yourself. There's a collapse here. Everything is in ruins, it's dangerous of course. The roof just caved in. Strongly, yes, this was the bedroom. An interesting house. Very interesting. I hope there are no animals there. Well, nature takes its toll. Did you hear it? There was a sound somewhere. But the background is growing. Guys, my dosimeter measures microsieverts. We see a reading of 0.4. This is a 4-fold excess of the background, since the norm is 0.1. That's the kind of house it is. Made entirely of wood. Wow. Imagine, the residents themselves collected all their postcards like this in a collage, and made a frame like this. And it stands right at the entrance to the house. Interesting. Wow. A strange bottle. I haven't seen triangular ones yet. Let's measure the background. It's 0.3 here. Yes, it's twice as high, but it's still safe to walk here. There was light here. Someone's driving. A car just drove by. I'll sit here for a while, and then we'll go outside and see if everything is okay there or not. A car drove by. Since this village is located along the road, and there's only one road here, there could have been some employees here. So let's probably go around this. In short, I decided to go around this building. I won't risk going out onto the main road because they'll see me right away. Guys, this is a state farm. It's called Victory of Socialism. Let's try to climb in there. Everything is in the fence here. Just what the doctor ordered. so lucky a tree fell. So, here we go. So, welcome to the State Farm victory of socialism. I can't believe that I managed to just get here. Just look. There are combines. Ordinary working combines that collected Rosage. No way. Let's try to measure the radiation. That's strange, the tire is still intact. No one stole it. The background is 0.6. This is an excess. 6 times in fact. Yeah, you haven't seen such solo hikes yet, guys. Godforsaken equipment. Perhaps the moment of the explosion at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant when the fallout fell on this territory, the equipment was heavily contaminated. These combines they were cleaning and digging in this radioactive soil. I don't know what's going on here. It's hard to call it a cow sheet. There's always a fear that some animal will jump out of here. Yeah. Well, there's nothing interesting here. These are just cool buildings. Garages. A fence. By the way, surprisingly, there's only metal here. You'd think you could just take it all and haul it away. Look. Guys, the excess is 13 times. We found a hot particle somewhere. The excess is 15 times. The excess is 20 times. There's something really serious underneath me. How can you observe this picture with a dosimeter? Can you feel Chernobyl? The excess is 28 times here. There's something really serious here. I'm sure if you dig the soil, it'll be even worse. Yeah, it's scary. The background is certainly dropping. It's normal now. There's a contaminated area specifically there. It's like someone screaming at the Yanov station. Some elk or animal. It's like some kind of mating. I heard a machine signal in the distance and decided to hide. Need to hide somewhere. Listen, it's like I found a huge barbecue. What was here, guys? A huge hood. It looks like something was burned here. What is that? Why is there such a huge hood here? Feed small parts under the stamp. Only with tweezers. Hold when repairing a hammer. Hold the tool at the side of your body. Instructions so as not to get hurt. The glass is all dusty. This is some kind of production site. They manufactured something here. Most likely. Wow, it feels like they made this wire here. Or the looters have already piled it up and they just couldn't take it all out. And there's so much money lying around. Look, everything is rusty. Everything is rusted. I spotted something again. Some kind of hot spot here. The background radiation is at least 10 times higher. I read on the internet how to behave when there is radiation around you. And many write that the very first rule is to protect your respiratory tract. That is, you need to make sure that the radioactive particle does not get into your lungs. I brought with me this Soviet bag, which contains a real officer's gas mask. I also took 2 brand new filters with me, so that I don't have a counterweight, so that I don't get pushed to this side. I have a special adapter that can be screwed into the place where the gas mask is screwed. Like this. And now we can attach a filter to the other side. But that's not all. These filters have a special feature. That you can attach another filter to the filter. And now I will be 100% sure that everything will be fine and I will be able to breathe freely. Only this one doesn't screw on. Why? We put on an officer's gas mask. We tighten this. Then, you see, this thing, it dangles, and of course it is inconvenient to move around like that. That is why we put the filter in our bag. We seal it. And hang the bag on the shoulder. Guys, I am safe. Here we can see some kind of barn for horses, for cows. 1 microroentgen. The roof has collapsed. It is not safe to go in there. Now we will try to find the entrance to this house and see what is inside. Practically the same house. According to the standard, a cellar, a stove. Everything that could be taken out, of course, was taken out. The roof is broken. We need to remove the plug from this filter. That is all. Do you hear, guys? Air is coming in here. Now I am safe. Well, to completely protect your life, you can attach another filter to this structure. Here is such small thing. We just take it like this. Remove it. And now I have double protection. It is easy to breathe in a gas mask, but some discomfort is felt. As you can hear, the dosimeter is just going crazy. The radiation is very high in this village. Look at how small the houses are here. A really small house. Of course there is nothing there. Nothing has survived. A fallen power pole. All that is left is this ceramic thing. Insulating. I found another house. Let's go in quickly, do a mini review. Look at those felt boots. Insulation, probably for boots. Storage room, in this room. Old tape recorder. Only a wooden frame remains. Even in the house there is radiation. None of the sockets were stolen by the looters. I had a table like this at my dacha. The stove was dismantled. In search of metal, the looters rummaged everywhere here. Holy moly, what a hat. A box, or what is it? I don't know. Clay pots. What a cool atmosphere. By the way, the dosimeter in this house went silent and stopped beeping. A jacket is hanging. Of course, we will not find the owner. These slopes on the doors are very low. This is the 100th time I've hit my head on them. Here. Of course, the situation is deplorable. The ceiling has collapsed. This little house is very close to the nearest houses. That is, either this is one big plot, with all this living space, or neighbors lived here, and everyone talked to each other. Most likely, this is some kind of cow barn. Yes, there were cows here. You see, the sand is specially lying here. A lot of flies are flying. The gas mask also saves me from flies. because if you eat a radioactive mosquito, then you will have hallucinations all day long. Radiation is everywhere. Everything is contaminated. I see another house on the horizon. Yes, such houses are only in the Chernobyl zone. They are very old. Cool. How do you like the TV, guys? Fire? Mamma mia. Guys. Guys, look. Either a hare or a marmot. Now I will try to film with another camera. The zoom is better there. Guys. This is some kind of monster. No way, it is really an eagle. It looks like a golden eagle. Entrance entry forbidden. Guys. Guys, what should I do? What should I do? Holy moly, it's a wolf. Guys, this is the end. I climbed a tree. Guys, I met a wolf. In the Chernobyl forest. I'm scared. What will happen to me now?